Hey guys, I'm Willie Sandry. Today I want to do a quick demo of the Sailrite Leatherwork sewing machine package. Stick around, we'll jump right into it. So what are the top 5 features that I look for in a leatherworking sewing machine? Number 1 has got to be a walking foot. Don't get into leathercraft until you have at least a walking foot machine. Number 2, a servo motor. While an industrial clutch style motor may be great if you're working in a factory setting and production is the number 1 goal, but for almost everyone else, I think really they're going to benefit from the slow speed control of a variable speed servo. We've got that in this case with a 550 watt workhorse servo, which roughly equates to about 3/4 horsepower. Number 3 on the list has got to be a speed reducer. Now you could get by with just the servo alone, a lot of people do, but when you add that speed reducer, it takes a 10-speed bicycle and it turns it into a capable mountain bike. So it lets you gear down, you get to sew even more slowly, and it also acts as a torque multiplier. So it's a great feature, and not many sewing machines have it, even industrials, but we've got that here with the Leatherwork. Number 4, I would say, is the ability for the presser foot to lift high enough to do thick assemblies. And what we can do here on the Leatherwork is almost 3/8 of an inch of compressed thickness. As far as sewing, it's probably rated closer to 5/16, but most of your projects, once they're compressed under the presser foot, are going to be 1/4 inch or less. Number 5, the ability to equalize forward and reverse stitch length. Why is that so important? Well, when you're sewing with vinyl or leather and you make a hole, that hole is there to stay. So when you need to back tack to lock in your stitches, ideally you'd like the needle hole to line up with the previous holes when you go ahead and reverse. We've got that ability to easily adjust forward and reverse stitch length on the Leatherwork. Some machines, by the way, even if they have that feature, you honestly have to be a sewing machine mechanic to be able to make that adjustment. Not so here, it's easy to make. Really good slow speed control. It's not just stitch by stitch, it's part of a stitch by partial stitch. I mean, you can basically put the needle right where you want to. If you do want to move a little faster, why, that's available to you as well. And you can actually program the top end speed on that workhorse servo so that you could choose what it maxes out at. That's what most people are missing when they work on an industrial sewing machine, is the slow speed control. But with the Leatherwork machine, because of the workhorse servo, that combined with the speed reducer is really what gets you that slow speed control. Hold back the threads for your first couple stitches. And then I wanted to play around with stitch length controls. So we'll adjust that and see what we can get with a little bit smaller stitch length here. See what that looks like. Bury your needle to come around a corner. And that's probably a little bit too small for the leather work that we're doing today. So I'll probably just increase that a little bit. See if I can find that happy medium between the two. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's pretty nice. 8 or 10 stitches per inch is pretty nice structurally for leather. Nice thing about a walking foot is it pulls and controls the material for you. You still have feed dogs below, but you've got the walking foot mechanism above. Just makes sewing in general a lot easier. One thing I like about the Leatherwork is if you drop the needle almost to the point where it reaches the presser foot and lift it from there, it gives you a lot of clearance underneath the foot. And there's just not a lot you're going to hang up on when you go to load your project into the machine. Here's a little project that'll help you play around with your new machine. It's just a coaster for your oil container on your new tabletop. Just cut pieces of the cork and the leather at 3 1/4 square. That's a little oversized for now. You'll actually only need them to be 3 inches square. but we'll go ahead and glue these together with a little bit of spray contact adhesive. Nice thick leather. It takes a little work to go through on the rotary cutter. So just lay your pieces open and a little cardboard down, just coat them with some contact spray adhesive. Just press the leather piece over the cork. Don't worry too much about aligning your edges just yet. Just press that flat for a moment and we'll trim the edges clean. Okay, so we've taken a second to balance our forward and reverse stitch length. We'll go ahead and drop down the presser foot approximately where we want to be. I'll get about 2 stitches in and I'll just back tack a couple. And we'll just walk around the perimeter of our little oil coaster. Bottom dead center and then just slightly up is a great spot to stop. And that way you know you'll for sure get a nice clean corner stitch. So now we're pretty thick material because we have cork and a full thick layer of veg tan leather. Bottom dead center and just a little bit up. I want to be a little closer to the corner than that. Let's see if we can get one more stitch. There we go. Pivot around and carry on. Okay, there you go. A quick little oil can coaster, and you can see this type of leather scuffs so easily. This is a scuff the leather material had as it came to me from shipping. And yet with that sensitive leather working along the perimeter of this little coaster, it didn't leave any scuff marks at all. So I think the leather work is true to its word there, that the knurled feet really do their job and they protect even delicate veg tan leather. It's pretty nice to have. Relating to any marks that you might be getting on the leather, consider this pressure screw. Always start on the light side. If you're having trouble feeding, you could always increase it, but the lighter that pressure is, meaning the more threads you see exposed, the less pressure that's going to exert on the leather and fewer chance of marks. Now, does this machine have its limitations? Sure, every sewing machine has its limitations and it has the type of projects that it's designed to do. Is this a great machine for sewing horse saddles and gun holsters? No, it wouldn't be a machine for that. But there's a lot of big industrial sewing machines that wouldn't be good for that either. That's a specialty machine. Don't expect your small and mid-sized walking foot machines to do that sort of thing. But would you be able to do some home deck work, regular upholstery that kind of taxes your home sewing machine? Yeah, this machine would be the next step up from a home machine. It would certainly handle some pillows with piping, a thick upholstery fabric, home deck projects. So when they say it's a leather work machine, yeah, it's designed for small scale leather crafting. That's what it was put together to do, specifically because it has the slow speed control with the workhorse servo and the little speed reducer. Does that mean that you can't do other projects with it? No, certainly not. It's quite a capable walking foot sewing machine in its own right, and it's got all sorts of speed control. You can sew as slow as you could possibly want to sew, or you can sew at just regular production speeds. Thread path on the machine is simple, similar to most any other sewing machine. The key features there, you just go through the little pigtail here and just hit 2 of the holes on the thread guide here. One thing you want to make certain you do is don't miss the needle bar thread guide that's near the top of the needle. Here's one feature I don't see on many sewing machines: cogged drive belts. There's just no way that they can slip in normal operation. Hey, what's the needle system on a leatherwork machine? Needle system is a 135/17, but you also might see a 135/16. The 16 is the same needle system, it just denotes that it has a leather point. If you have loose loops on the bottom of your material, of course, increase the upper tension slightly. Let's take a look at the underside of the head. Looks like all metal components underneath. That should give you years of trouble-free service, but a lot of that comes down to maintenance. Remember to oil your machine regularly, and you'll find all the lubrication points in the manual. The bobbin on the Leatherwork is a side loader, and you can access that by tipping the machine head back, or if you have pretty good dexterity in your left hand, you can just reach up from underneath and grab it that way. If I'm going to grab the bobbin out from underneath, I'll just go ahead and open this slide plate so I can access it a little better. To reinsert the bobbin, I like to start by holding the tab, just enough to get it on the shaft, and from there I release the tab so I can hear that click as it engages. To pick up your bobbin thread, just loosely hold the top thread, roll the hand wheel towards you. Once you see that thread pick up, just use any object to go ahead and pull your thread out, and you're ready to sew. I've still got my slide plate open, so we'll close that, and remember to hold those threads back when you first start to sew. One of the main reasons I selected the Leatherwork package was the compact footprint to the table. I want to take a minute and compare a full-size industrial table to the Leatherwork table, and there's a big difference. And that can really work to your advantage when you have a limited space available in your workroom. This Leatherwork machine, I think, would fit just about anywhere. Alright guys, I hope we've touched on a few of the key issues for the Leatherwork sewing machine. At Sailrite.com you'll find all the information for the full line of sewing machines that they carry there. Decide if maybe the Leatherwork is one that you want to add to your workroom. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.